So students, in the last class I told you that CBSE has reduced some portion of the chapter, but eventually I saw today and I found that the first portion K plus and the gravitational acceleration, that part they have deleted, and the last part, this is very ironic, but still the last part they have given, that is gravitational potential and all those things. Now the question is coming like how without the first part you will go directly to the next part. So obviously this part also we have to cover. The last part is very important for your entrance exams. So you just have to know three basic Kepler's law and the formulas for the variation of G when you go up and when you go down. Today we will be covering gravitational potential. We will be covering the escape velocity, and we will be covering the satellite motion. These three are very interesting and easy also. Okay, so starting with gravitational potential. Gravitational potential. So, what is gravitational potential energy? So, as I'm writing here, energy at first. So, today while searching for these things, I became a little bit late while recording, but still, let us study this one. So, gravitational potential energy. I told you that any two masses in our world always attracts each other. So this big mass is also attracting this one, and this mass is also attracted by the small one. Now you can understand one thing, that if this m is here and I make this one fixed, this m will automatically come closer to the big mass, right? Now that means I don't have to do any work. Automatically the smaller mass is coming to the bigger mass, right? If I make this one fixed. Now in this case I don't have to do work, but the system is doing some work and it is releasing some work. Why? Because whenever any objects in the universe always wants to be in its lowest possible energy states. Okay, so every single material or every single system want to release energy. There is no tendency of gaining energy like our human beings. We always want things. We want money, we want power, fame. But in the nature, all the natural systems and everything, they want to release energy. Now, if this mass has to stay here, then it needs more energy because this big mass is pulling this one. So, in order to counteract this pull, it has to have some energy, okay, which is enough so that this mass can stay here without being dragged by the bigger mass. Now, if I leave this, what will happen? The small mass will come to the bigger mass, and when it will be coming, the potential energy or the energy which was stored in this mass will be converted to the kinetic energy because it is coming. This kinetic energy is a work done, you can say. Okay, that means the system is releasing the work and the work is being converted into kinetic energy. So this energy which a body must have in order to stay at some distance from another object is called gravitational potential energy. Now what will be the definition? The definition will be that if I want to bring a unit mass from infinity to a distance r from my reference mass. So this is my reference mass. So the definition tells that if I want to bring a unit mass from infinity at a distance r from our reference mass, then the energy of the system is called the potential energy of that system. Or you can say that the energy gained by the object or retained by the object is said to be the gravitational potential energy. So what will happen if I remove this energy term, gravitational potential? What is the difference between them? So see, gravitational potential energy is general thing, like you can have m mass also. So gravitational potential energy will be if you bring m mass from infinity to a distance r from our reference mass, then the energy retained by the m mass, small m mass, will be gravitational potential energy. Now if the value of m is 1, then the energy will be called as only potential. The term energy will not be there. Simple. So potential is just for unit mass, and if I write here energy, that means it is not unit mass, but it has some mass which you are bringing from infinity. Okay. So what will be the relation between them? So if gravitational potential, I can always write that gravitational, so I'm writing in short, gravitational potential energy is mass into gravitational potential. So you can say that gravitational potential is gravitational potential energy by mass. Okay, in simple words. So these are the things of gravitational potential energy. Now what is the value? So you can do integration. So if it is m and if it is small m, so I'm not going into integration, a little bit I will show you. So I am bringing the small m from infinity, sorry, why I'm writing plus, from infinity at a distance r from the center of mass of my reference big mass m. So if I want to shift little bit, so for d, so I know that for work done, the formula is force into displacement. Now if I create a little displacement dr, which is a small infinitesimal displacement, that means if I just shift my this m by del dr value, then the smallest work will be dw, right? Now I know that the force is gmm by r square, right? So instead of this I can write this is gmm by r square dr. So the total work will be the integration of dw. So the integration will be from infinity I am bringing to a distance r, right? So let's say this is big R. So big R. So if I just do the integration, the result will be minus gm m by big R. So one thing you will see, so this is a simple integration you can do using mathematics. So so what we are getting that gravitational potential energy for two systems is minus g m by r. So we know that gravitational potential energy is so gravitational potential is gravitational potential energy by mass per unit mass. So we can use this formula here and we can write that gravitational potential will be minus gm by r. What this minus sign signifies? Negative sign signifies that the work is done by the system. You don't have to do work, okay? Automatically the thing will come. Work is done by the system, okay? And whenever this minus sign will come to some energy, that system will be always attractive in nature. Like that means the system will be bound, and the force will be attracted in nature. I told you when the class started that this gravitational force is also called central force, and I told you that whenever the potential energy due to some force will be a function of r, that means it will be dependent on r, the distance, and will be negative, then the force which creates this potential will be called as a central force. So you can see here gravitational potential is negative and dependent on r, so that's why gravitational force is a central force, okay? So this is all about gravitational potential. So more you go far from any object, your gravitational potential energy increases, okay? Whenever you come closer to it, the gravitational potential energy decreases. Okay, so now the thing will come except velocity. So what is that? So you are in earth, right? You are in an earth, and then you want to go into the space. But whenever you are jumping, you are coming back because you are being dragged by the uh, earth. So if you jump little bit with like when you jump with your little force, you go a little bit, let's say 3 meter, 3 foot, you went up and you go down. Then you give some more effort, and your velocity is now this time higher. So you jumped, let's say 5 meter, and then you got down. Let's say you are using now trampoline, and then you jumped. So you went like at least uh, 10 feet you went, and then you came down, okay? So like this, if you are increasing your what you say, jumping power, you can say, or if you are increasing your initial velocity, so there is a chance that you might escape the gravitational pull of this earth, okay? So we are going to calculate that. Now earth is having some, like in earth, when you are standing here, you are having some gravitational potential energy because you are being attracted by the earth. What is that? If the from the center of mass, the distance of your distance is r, then the gravitational potential energy will be minus. So I'm talking about the value, let's say. We are not taking the minus because it's just a signifies that the work is done by the system. So we are taking only the values. So value is g. Now earth mass, your mass divided by r, right? So this much of energy is owned by uh, earth from you. So earth needs this much of energy from you, but you don't have that energy, so you cannot give earth and you cannot go out. Just like a loan that let's say you have taken you have borrowed some money from someone. Now you cannot leave the city because that person like uh, needs some money from you, and you cannot accept that. So you must submit him the money, and then you can go out because you are free. Just like that, if this much of energy is being given somehow to the person, then what will happen? This person will be free from the, what you say, the pull of earth. So how you can give this person this much of energy? Yes, I can just put one jet in his back. I can put one jet pack in his back, and then he can have some more kinetic energy, so that he can jump really high in order to counteract the pull of our earth. So if the kinetic energy of this person is half mv square, so you can put here half mv square. So this m and this m will go, and you can get here, this 2 will go here, gm by r and root over. Now if I write this thing in the next page, so 2 gm by r, so I am writing here v is equal to root over 2 gm by r. So you can see here that one thing I can do, that I can multiply r upside and r downside, so it will be r square. Now this part is very known to me, and this part is our gravitational acceleration g. So I can get some formula like this, which will give me that velocity which is required to sufficiently provide that energy which you have to submit to the earth in order to go out. So this velocity is called escape velocity, and the value is almost like 11.2 meter per second. Okay, I think meter or kilometer per second. I have to see once, I forgot. Acha, whatever. So this is the escape velocity you have to give to rocket in order to go out in the space. Okay. Now, talking about this, let's say you are. Now let's talk about satellite. Okay. So what happened with the satellites? So this is our Earth, and the satellites, all the satellites orbits in some certain path, right? So let's say this is our Earth, and one of the satellite is here orbiting our Earth. So there are two type of satellites generally. One is geostationary and one is polar. So the polar satellite, what they does, they just rotate vertically. If this is north and this is south pole, then they rotate like they go from south to north like that. And you know that the earth rotates this way. So the earth's rotation, like with the earth's rotation, they can track the whole earth situation, okay, while going up and down. Acha. And another one is there which is called geostationary satellite. That is mainly our television and used by television and all the navigation systems. So that in that satellite, what happens? What happens? The satellite orbits in a plane which is parallel to the equator. So what happened? The orbital velocity of the satellite and the rotational velocity of the Earth is same. So in that case, that satellite can focus on some certain point on Earth. So if it is above our India, then it will be always above our India. It will be rotating in a certain way so that it can be always with our, like above our India. So now talking about the dynamics, let's say this is the satellite and it is having some certain height h from Earth, and the radius of the Earth is r. So the total distance is r plus h. Now because the satellite is rotating, there will be some centrifugal force which is mv square by r plus h, because that is the total distance from center of mass. And there will be also gravitational pull. So I'm writing Fg. So in order to stay in a certain orbit, this Fg has to be same with mv square by r plus h. So this is Gm m by r plus h square is equal to mv square by r plus h, right? So you can just cut these things, and what I will get, gm by r plus h is equal to v square, right? So from here we can write that v is equal to root over gm by r plus h. So in the next page I'm writing, so we got till now that v, the velocity of our satellite, will be gm by r plus h. So I can multiply r square here, I can multiply r square above, and what I can do, I can just write this as g r square by r plus h. So whatever is faithful for you, you can use. So this will give us the velocity. So we can also find out the time period, because we know that s equal to vt. So in that case this is 2 pi r. So in that case this is r plus h, the total distance for this orbit, and this is equal to v, which is our root over, you can write this value as well, gm by r plus h, looks simpler, and then t. So now we can use this thing to find out the value of time period. So it will come like r cube or so, because it little bit what do you say, like it little bit like our Kepler's law. You remember the last law of Kepler was t square proportional to r cube. So here if you find out the t, value of t, from this equation, the things will come like that only. Okay. Achha. So here you can do some approximation also, so not a big issue. So this is all about satellite, how this satellite works. Now there is a very useful question, why we don't feel any force, like we don't feel any weight in our satellites. Okay, so we are weightless there, but why? So if you see this situation, this is the situation. Now when they are rotating, let's say this is the spacecraft. The spacecraft is rotating. Now this mv square by r plus h is balanced by fg, right? As it is balanced by fg, the total force here is like total force on u is 0. So that means you are not giving any force to your floor. This floor, you are not giving any force because the total force is 0. So the floor is also not giving any normal to you. So the normal value is also 0. So if the floor is not giving any normal reaction, then you will not feel any kind of weight. So that's why in satellite you will feel weightless. Okay. So this much topic was there. Try to read from book and try to do some math. Next day we'll have an exam a little bit. So we are talking about escape velocity. We have talked about the satellite, polar and geostationary. Then we have talked about weightless, why we feel weightless, and we have talked about the gravitational potential also. So this much was there for today, and we will be having class test, so read for that, and this much is there in your syllabus. The next chapter we will be covering will be related to temperature and the heat thermodynamics. So tata, bye bye, see you in the next class.